Welcome to Our Generation, where we educate, empower, and inspire. This is Melissa Shaw, and I'm here with another guest at my most favorite spot. Which, come to find out, this is your favorite spot.
Yes, it is.
This is everybody's favorite spot. If you have not come, please do. You have what, the pineapple
Pineapple
mango
mango with
smoothie?
balance.
Yes,
I,
balance is where it's at.
I didn't get the butter this time. 'Cause I'm
Do you
talking to
usually get butter later in the
yeah,
day, or
depending
do
on my
you?
day. Depending on
Yeah,
my day, I either get buttered or balance. You know
yeah.
what I
Have you
mean?
ever done lifted?
Have never tried to lift it yet. I
Yeah.
already got a good spirit already.
Yeah, I feel like lifted will probably send me over the
that
edge.
part. That part.
Well, I appreciate you, agreeing to be interviewed,
Thank
being
you.
able to
Thank you.
highlight your story. Met you at P30.
Yeah. Yeah.
P30 is an amazing
Dope.
spot, dope
Dope.
ass spot. Like they
Dope.
need that in all parts of the city.
For sure. And,
Yeah,
and, and it's coming around. The Indie Biz Pass is creating that type of
yeah,
thing for entrepreneurs to be able to use and go to different locations and get their co-working space on.
yeah, yeah. And you meet so many people that you wouldn't normally meet.
For sure. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
it's
So
a
just tell us a little bit about yourself, your name, kind of are you from here, and just a little bit
okay.
of background.
All right. Well, I'm gonna keep it raw with Miss Shaw, and so I'm originally from Indianapolis, Indiana, but I'm internationally known and locally accepted, never rejected. And my story is like every other black man's story to an extent. The struggle with the game, you know what I mean, being in the street life or whatever, and I was just blessed to get off the fries and actually be able to buy me a McDonald's. Not literally, but the hustlers, you know what I'm talking about. And so then I was able to cross over, mix and mingle. Like I said, throughout my travels, I was meeting other people that say, hey man, do this, do that, do this, do that. And I just start doing this and doing that. And next thing you know, I'm here today, and I can't complain, I maintain and campaign all at the same time. So what's that mean? That means I'm shaking hands and kissing babies. You know what I
Oh yeah,
mean?
you got to definitely do that. I think that's a huge component of being an entrepreneur is that networking piece, but
that
that in
networking.
person,
That's right.
not social media is great, but it doesn't take away from that in person
That part.
interaction.
That part. And I probably miss out a little bit because I don't have no social media.
Mm.
I've never had social media. I never had a Facebook page. Flashback to when we was young, what Black Planet and
Oh wow.
MySpace. None of that. I never had none of that. I just felt like had one the FBI and DEA is watching. You know what I'm saying? So I got to post my life. You know what I mean? So I just stayed off of that. And then for two, if you know me, you know me. You know how to get a hold of me. So I don't need to have people trying to get a hold of me that ain't in the loop trying to get the scoop. You know what I'm saying? See you later, Leah. Be good, girl. Yeah.
You
Yeah, you
too.
too. And so that's what it's about with me. I'm just trying to make a way out of no way. I come from a family of entrepreneurs. I never seen my mother work for nobody. I never seen my grandfather
Wow.
work for nobody. You know what I mean? Like,
So it was already in your
it's
blood.
in the bloodstream. You know what I mean? To get it like this. When I work for people, I'm always they number one employee, and I actually get certificates and awards for
Yeah.
being number one employee. But I don't
Because
get
you really should be running the business.
that part. That's
Every-
and that's the part right there.
yeah.
You don't really get compensated or treated the way that of your value. So that's
Hmm.
what made me want to kind of like step aside. But during life journeys, every now and then, something slows up. You got to pick something else up. So
Absolutely.
I jump into the work field here and there when the opportunity it has to be needed. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? But
definitely.
because like an entrepreneur, they all know, money go up and down. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But the bills always come around. You know what I'm
All
saying?
the time.
All the time. So
Yeah.
I don't discriminate how I get to the dough. As long as I get to some dough. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
So what
Um,
business do you have?
man,
Or what was the business that kind of started you on your entrepreneur?
the party promoting.
Okay.
See, I really never owned businesses. I'm really an investor.
Okay.
I really invest in people. You know what I mean? So, I have people around me say, hey, man, I would like to do this. I want to try this. And I'm like, try. You know what I mean? All my deals are the same. Pay me back what I gave you, and after that, be 50-50.
Yeah.
It's as simple as that. So I've been doing that since high school. College, we throwing parties and and getting to some real money at a young age. Doing
Yeah.
that stuff here in Indianapolis. I forget the little lady name who used to come around shut our parties down. Fuck you, by the way, but they used to come shut us down because it'd be pumping. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We didn't have no permits, and
Yeah.
we'll get a clubhouse at an apartment complex or abandoned building, and we'll
Yeah.
making a party for the night and think her name was Debbie or something. I forget the name, but she would come and shut us down every time, you know. But
Wow.
so that's what I really do. I'm into more like watching other people's dreams come true. You know,
Wow.
and if I can get mine in between time,
Yeah.
then I get it. You know what I'm saying? So,
Have you always been that way?
yeah,
Okay.
I like to be behind the scenes. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like people come to my party, don't even know it's my party. You know what I mean? Let the promoter and them be popular, and
Yeah.
that's fine. You know what I mean? Different strokes for different folks, right?
Yeah.
So you know,
That's never happened. My bad, y'all. Keep talking.
that's good, man. You know that's the money ring. You know what I
All
mean? Like,
right.
if your phone ain't ringing, you ain't blinging. You know what I mean? Like that's just how that goes. You
Yeah.
know? But other than that, I do. I'm a consultant without even being a consultant. You know what I mean? People come to me and try to figure out the problem or whatever, or their next move or whatever within their business, how they gonna market this, or what to do this, that, and how. And
Yeah.
so I kind of like to do consulting work without getting paid to do consulting work.
Yeah.
But it's just called free game. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? Like
Absolutely.
they call me love. You know what I mean? And I guess the streets call me that because that's what I'm gonna give you. I'm gonna give you some love. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I want to see you win.
Yeah.
I don't even care. I want to see you win. I got a partner right now battling crack. You know what I'm saying? I'm
Mm.
taking him to the mosque. You know what I'm saying? I ain't Muslim. He ain't Muslim either. But we're gonna go somewhere try to
Yeah.
get you together. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? The rehabs ain't did it. So you know what I mean? Like, so no man left behind mentality. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? Like that's what I'm about. Seeing everybody win. You know what I mean? Everybody's form of winning is different. You know,
Yeah.
everybody's success level is different. Everybody's
Yeah.
comfortability level is different. So I ain't judging nobody on where they're comfortable at. If you
Yeah.
comfortable eating McDonald's, hey man, eat it. Big Mac attack. You know what I'm saying? You
Yeah.
know, that ain't my thing, but I'm not gonna knock your thing. You know what I'm saying? As long as you happy, you like it, I love it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So
Yeah.
that's what I do. I've been working with the kids since I was 18 as well.
Nice.
That was a blessing. You know what I mean? Trying to go out to college, got into the AmeriCorps program where they give you a scholarship to
Yeah.
go towards your schooling. And I ended up working at the Forest Man and Multi-Service Center on 38th Street.
Oh, nice.
And that was my first job. And the boss there, man, Miss Regina Moore, she installed, hey man, you just can't throw the balls out there. You got to actually go out there. You know what I mean? Play with them, skate with them, swim with them, engage with them, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so every summer I would come back and I would volunteer there, and that's where I got my love for working with kids at. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? A lot of the kids, at them times, just like I said, this is early 2000. Kids are into like the cars and the rims and things, and I had that stuff, and so so kids just look up to me, right? You
Yeah.
know what I mean? So I knew then that for every negative I got to put a positive, right? So if I'm in the street doing all this and this and the third, let me do some good stuff too to give me balance. So I'm a Libra, so that just comes naturally to try to make sure I'm staying balanced, like I'm drinking balance right now. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
just take so that was my thing. So
I gotta make sure it's on. Yep.
so when I'm talking to these kids and I let them know, hey man, I ain't telling you not to be a killer. You know what I'm saying? If you a killer, be a killer. Just go kill for the army. Get paid. You know what I'm saying? You want to be a drug dealer? Cool. Sell that dope, nigga. But go work at CVS or Lily's or something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Cause that's where we go. That's our issue. You know what I mean? With this, our community, we don't understand that there's a legal form to what we do. Right? You know what I'm saying? If you want to steal cars, I have partners stealing cars. I tell them, hey, man, be a papa lot. We got him a van, now he a papa lot. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's ways to get to the bread, how we get to it, but in a legit manner, legit form.
I love that.
You know what I'm saying? So
it's just all in switching the mindset.
Just switching the mindset,
Yeah.
right? It's just switching the mindset. Even when it came to school, it was like, instead of saying, I got 29 postcards, Sarah got 24 postcards. Change the verbiage, right?
Yeah.
So if you like sports, say, hey man, Sarah had 24 points, Mike had, to where you can do the math work. You know what I mean? And solve that problem.
Yeah.
It's just the language they try to trick you up with, right?
It is, absolutely.
So that's what I'm about. Just moving around and making sure that people understand that you can do what you want to do, make money, and be yourself.
Yeah.
You just gotta just figure out the lane.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then when you get in the lane, man, start switching gears.
Yeah.
You see a lot of people just staying first. You know what I'm saying? Scared to go to second and third and fourth gear.
Oh, yeah.
Because speed kills, right? But they also say slow motion better than no motion.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just finding that wave, right? I gotta when I talk to the kids, I tell them all the time, it's like surfing. Life is like surfing to me. I don't mean this is my point of view. this is just my philosophy, but like life is like surfing, right? But before you go surfing, you got to prepare yourself to go surfing, right? First, you better know how to swim. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Then you got to buy a surfboard. You got to buy, sunscreen. You got to have a towel. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Then you got to go out and find a location to surf because all beaches don't have waves you can surf, right?
Yeah.
That takes research, right? You know what I mean? Just like a job, you got an idea, you got to research it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or entrepreneur, you're trying to start something. You got to
Yeah.
research. You got to prepare yourself for the journey, right?
Hmm.
So after you prepare yourself for your journey, then you find the beach or whatever. You get out there and you paddle out there right to the. And while you're paddling out there, you might be paddling past somebody who's coming in from a wave. You know what I'm saying? But then you're passing other people too to get to the wave. But just like life, waves don't come when you want it.
Never,
You
ever,
know,
ever, ever.
sometimes you gotta sit out there for hours to catch the wave you want.
Yeah.
Some waves might have came and somebody else caught that wave. That's a wave to catch. You know what I mean? And that's why I'm trying to let people know that your wave will come. You know what I
Yep.
mean? But first you gotta get out there.
And you gotta stay consistent and stay out
You
there.
gotta stay out there till it comes.
Yeah.
And the sharks will be out there. You know what I mean? But the sharks are life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But they're not always attacking you.
Right.
They might just be minding their business.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's how I look at the game of life. It's kind of like surfing. You just gotta wait for your wave.
Yeah, I like that.
And then once your wave comes, you ride it, right?
Yeah.
And you ride it until what? All waves what? They fizzle out, right? So like when your wave fizzle out, you just don't say, okay, I'm done for the day. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? What do you do? You pick up your board, you paddle back out there,
Yep.
and wait for the next wave.
Yeah.
And that's just life. Learning how to my philosophy. You know what I'm saying? Just learning how to wait for your waves, ride your wave, and
Mhm.
do your cowabunga dude. You know what I'm saying? That's it.
Yeah.
You know?
So you wrote a book.
Yeah.
So you're an author.
I'm an author.
So what's your book and what's it about?
My book is called From Youngsters to Young Stars. Young Stars is spelled YUNGSTARS. It stands for Youth Understanding Needing Game Starts to Turn Around Race Standards, right? What I'm seeing in today's community, there's no standards. When I was growing up, we had standards. When we put in work, we put in work. You know what I mean? But we got who we was going for. We wasn't just spraying up the park. You know what I'm saying? We wasn't just, it's too much unnecessary innocent people getting hit. You know what I mean? Like, that's my thing. I'm like, if you're part of the game, you're part of the game. So you signed up for whatever you get. I ain't got no sympathy for that. You know what I mean? If you in the game, you get clapped or locked up, anything like that. Hey man, ain't nobody crying no tears about it. You know what I mean? Because you signed up for that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You knew when you got into that.
Absolutely.
There could be an outcome.
What the circumstances and consequences and all that.
Yeah. And so.
Hey, thank you.
The lady of farm life.
Yes, like this.
This is your napkin.
Thank you.
But this, we had a brown butter.
Ooh.
So it's probably a little bit too sweet, but I just thrown it on in that little cup. But
Ooh, this is good.
brown butter.
Yeah. So did you put that in here, or what? Did you do the caramel vanilla?
Yeah,
Okay, because you don't have butter pecan.
correct. But that is the caramel. That's all of that in there with the brown butter added. So
I like that.
A pump or two of the brown
Yes,
butter.
brown butter. I like that.
Brown butter.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
See, I love this place. They treat me so good.
She's amazing.
She
just got
is.
back from Ghana.
I know. I told her I'm gonna interview her because I
Ghana.
want her to be able to talk about her experience.
Yeah, that's the dopest. You know what I mean? Exploring,
Yeah.
indulging. Open up your horizon.
Huh? Whatever. Girl, please.
Everybody don't want to be on the screen. I get it.
No, I didn't want to be on the screen. And here we are,
There it is.
a year later.
Keeping it raw with Melissa Shaw.
Yeah, yeah.
That's the new.
I like
slogan.
that. I know. I like
As
that.
you said, no edited and nothing.
Nothing at all,
Keep
no.
it uncut.
Because that's where my comfort level is.
I love
Because
it.
in my life, like business, you have to sometimes be so polished
That
and be
part.
a certain way.
Yeah.
And not intentionally, but it's not that you're being someone else, but you have to play the role where you're at, you
Yep.
know, to get what
you
you
want.
want. And
Mhm.
so this allows me to just really just be like real chill and just like
Be
it is-
yourself.
yeah, it is what it
Be
is.
yourself.
Yeah.
And that's hard to do.
Yeah.
Corporate America, but it can be done.
Yes.
You know what I mean? It
Yeah.
can be done. That's one thing I loved about my era of men. We went from the ghetto suites to the executive suites. You know what I'm saying? Where we was starting going to boardrooms with t-shirts and Jordans on.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Like so, I love Cash Money, Master P and M because they transform.
Yeah. Thank you, babe.
You're welcome.
They transform what business attire could look like for a young black man. So even when I was growing up as a kid and looking at the NBA players like Michael Jordan, Magic Johnson, Isaiah Thomas, and all them, the greats, when they came to work, they had on business suits. When they went to the arena to play their game, they had on business suits. Then my era came, and the Allen Iversons and those guys came. They was wearing T-shirts. You know what I mean? And athletic wear. You know what I'm saying? So, but we got to find a balance in that as well.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's why the book is about standards. You know what I mean? We have to start understanding what attire goes where. You know what I'm saying? So, not saying that I didn't appreciate the T-shirt in the boardroom, but when you're going to handle business, look like you're going to handle business.
Yeah.
Jordan and them had on suits, so I get it. So it's just time to kind of like bring that era back. You know what I mean? Bring them standards back.
And even teaching the young ones that I was talking about, I was on a call with my mentor yesterday. What are our core values?
There it is.
Most people don't even know. And I even had to think like, I don't think like we don't sit long enough in our space to really find out what our core values are, because being an entrepreneur, we're moving extremely fast. Just always like here, but we need to check in with ourselves
That part.
and be like, what are your core values? And so what they are, that should be what's surrounding you.
Yeah.
Meaning your team should be with the same core values.
Yeah. It's a movement.
Yeah.
It's a movement. And so like I said, trying to teach the kids that, game. And when I say game, they're like, well, what's game? And I'm like, for me, game is, I tell them, break it down like this. GAME, right? General amount of money earned. However you earn your money, that's your game, right? So, you know what I mean? And the kids are like, oh, man, that's dope. I'm like, yeah, man, however you decide to make your money, that's your game. So if you're a rapper, even the rap game, you know what I mean? So it's just trying to figure out the why behind the nonsense, right? But I'm going to tell you the why. Just my personal opinion and everything. They ain't got no HT.
What is that?
And what is HT? Home training. These kids these days, I don't see no kid open. I still open doors for women I don't know. Young, old, whatever. You know what I mean? And these cats don't do that. I mean, the simple things, right?
Yeah.
They don't have no home training, so it ain't their fault. You know what I mean? But that's what this book is about.
Oh,
right?
Oh, you brought it. I didn't realize you.
Yeah, I keep copies of this in the car. Hey, 20 holler.
Right.
You find it on Amazon, by the way. I'll go to the website, y2ystars.com. y2ystars.com. But yeah, it's on Amazon as well. And so that's what the book is about. It's 20 different days of game, right? Right? Because kids don't want to read no way. So I'm like, okay, just do day one, stop. There's questions at the end of the day, day one. There's no right or wrong answer because it's an opinion-based book, right? It's not a factual book. Like, it's not saying Abraham Lincoln was born. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's not like a test question, right? And so, there's different chapters. I'm hitting on everything in life. I'm asking you, did you wash your ass this morning? You know what I mean? As basic as that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because, hey, man, I wear the same clothes for 3 days, right? But I wash my ass every day. You know what I mean? They be like, why you wear your clothes for 3 days? I say, well, I grew up in an era where we didn't have cell phones and all that at the time. So the way that you could tell your customers could send you more customers when you were standing on the corner and there's 20 other guys on the strip, how they gonna find you? Oh, he's the guy. Hey, look for the guy in the red jacket with the da-da-da-da-da. So that's how I got embedded in wearing my clothes 2, 3, 4 days in a row, because it was my marketing strategy.
Nice.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
In an era where there wasn't cell phones.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so, that's what that's.
But you need to be known for something,
right?
So, like, my colors are red and black, and people know red and black.
Well, they see that as you.
Yeah, exactly. They equate that, or my red hair, like they equate that. When someone starts to explain the red, oh yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. Yep.
See how that works?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's marketing without knowing you marketing.
Yep.
I didn't know I was marketing, right?
Yeah.
Like I said, a lot of us that's living these lifestyles or whatever don't know that we went over to corporate America. We already know what they're doing. We just didn't know we was doing that.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? So It's I tell people all the time, if you a hustler, man, you in logistics.
Yeah.
You're in accounts payable.
Yes.
You're in accounts receivable.
Yeah.
You're in what's that one where they make sure they're not losing money, you're not stealing.
Oh, CPA or tax?
Well, no, if you're not
Oh,
stealing,
loss prevention.
loss prevention,
Right.
You know, like you're in all that,
Yeah.
right? You know what I mean? So you know you're in distributing, so like you come with like if you were living in that lifestyle,
you already know the game.
Man, we covering every angle.
You are, but it's just you don't connect the dots, and then when you do, you're like, oh shit, like I can take these skills that I've already created and I'm good at, and like you said, if I just make it legal, then it's a wrap.
And so the best part about when I be talking to the youth or whatever, just people in period, just seeing them light bulbs go off, right? Like, oh, so what I hit kids now with is, hey, you know, this is my new product. This my new herb, whatever product, right? And I'm like, so you know, what block am I selling this on? You know what I mean? Where my trap house at? They're like, ooh, what you mean? Where your trap house at? I'm like, where my trap house at? I got this book, I got this product. Where my trap at?
That's so funny you say that. So I say that my phone is my trap phone because it's my business.
It's your business. That's right. It's your business. That's your trap.
But right. you use the terminology like it's the same thing.
It's the same thing, right?
Yeah.
So where my trap at? And then for a while they be maybe somebody get it right, but like Google. I'm like correct, and then I'm like so then who's my number one seller, right? Who sells the most product for me? You know what I mean? On my block, which is the internet, and it's 24/7, and the police don't get to kick the door in, right? And they're like, man, they're thanking, they're taking, they kind of. And so, matter of fact, I did a class last week, and last week was Prime Day for Amazon, right?
Yep.
And so they're like, so I'm giving them hints. I'm like, man, matter of fact, my block booming hard today. It's jumping. You know what I'm saying? They're like, what you talking about? I'm like, man, your mama and them know what I'm talking about. Like, it's an important couple of days going on right now. And one of the kids like, oh, Prime Day, Amazon. I'm like, right. The book is on Amazon. And they're just seeing it.
Yeah, I
click.
love that.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you know that's what I do it for. I do it for the light bulb click.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean?
Have you ever met Keanu? He's at P30. I need to introduce y'all.
Okay.
And so with my nonprofit, you know, I create this space where they can come in and kind of move how they need to move.
Mm-hmm.
You know, take their concepts and be able to not be critiqued and not be sheltered and not be, you know, young people don't really have spaces where they can go and flourish the way they need to. And so these young men that I've like brought into my organization, like my youngest is 24 on my board. Most people will look at me like, why
24-year-old?
Yeah, but why would I not?
Right.
He brings value.
That's right.
It's not even about his experience. It's about what he's able to tap into.
Right. Because he's coming from a different brainwave. That's
absolutely, yep. And we need to give these people a seat at the table. We want to create organizations and companies and programs, and we want them to conform to it.
Right.
Instead of, hey, what do you need? Let's talk about what you see your generation. And so being able to do that, I've learned a lot, you know, and they've been real receptive to like, wow, we have a space where now we can be creative. And I tell them all the time, I said, I don't care what you do unless you don't kill nobody.
That's it.
Or do hard drugs.
That's it.
Because weed is subjective. So we ain't even going to talk about that.
That part.
But like, I'm not going to police anything that you do because that's
your
own person.
That's right. That's your thing.
But most society tries to do that with young people.
Yeah.
And that's why you see the backlash. That's why you see the rebellion. That's why, you know, provide a space. Of course, you give guidance,
right?
But you do it in a way that they don't even know what it is. Just like how you talk. Exactly. You know, all right, you want to sell drugs? All right, well, let me teach you something.
That's right.
And when you talk to them in a different frame, they're like, oh, shit, like, I can do that.
I can do that.
Instead of, don't sell drugs, but I need you to go over here and get a 9-to-5 job.
That part.
No,
exactly.
That don't even appeal to me.
Nope, at all. You see, that's right. Find an appeal. I like that. I'm gonna steal that one. You got to find the appeal. You know what I mean? Because you know, these kids these days, like I tell them when I talk to them, I say, you know, y'all soft. You know what I mean? And you know,
they are.
Yeah.
And they entitled.
And you know, and when I say y'all soft, you know, weak, and I pull out $50, right? And I be like, I get this $50 bill to anybody drop down and do 50 push-ups right now. And I've yet to meet a kid that can do it yet.
Wow.
They're that weak. They're that soft in life. You know what I mean? Like that they can't even do push-ups. You know what I mean? They don't go outside. They don't speak. So you know, like when they say, we're creating this for these kids, and I'm like, man, they don't need none of that, really. You know what I mean? Of course, it's good to do that, but like, let's go outside, man.
Yeah.
These kids don't even go outside, right?
Not at all.
So it's just like, so that's what I'm encouraging them to do. With this book, it's 20 different days. We talk about the money game. I ask the kid, so I tell the kids about the book, right? So I say, okay, my book's $20, right? I'm selling $20 sacks, right? If I sell 1,000 sacks in all 50 countries, how many sacks did I sell, right? They can't even figure that one out. First of all, they can't even figure. They can, I'm like, it's 1,000 states. 1,000 copies, 50 states. They can't even come up with that number, right? So then they but at their phone.
Mm-hmm.
Put your phone down. Put your phone down. When they finally figure that out, then I'd be like, well, if I sell that many copies for $20, how much money is that? They can't figure that out, right? And I have to tell them, man, I'd be like, it's $1 million. They're like, oh. I said, so how do you expect to make all this money, to do all this and do all that, but you can't even do simple math, right? So and it makes them be like, damn, not like make them feel bad.
No, but it makes you think like, oh shit, like,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
What am I doing? You know what I mean? So like, it's just really hitting these kids, and not even kids, because like I said, like 22 to 24-year-old men read this as well, because they didn't have no home training, they didn't have no guidance, they didn't have no OGs, because they're not outside talking to the OGs. You know what I mean? Because we out. All my partners are successful. Everybody I hang with is successful. You know what I mean? And not slightly. I mean, successful. You know what I'm saying?
And just imagine when you put somebody in that environment.
And we did whatever you guys is doing, and might still do a little bit of what you guys is doing in a legit form. You know what I mean? Like you might have to move to Denver, you might have had to move to California, you might have to move to Arizona to be a legit distributor of a flour. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely,
So sometimes you gotta go to where the money's at,
Yeah.
right? I tell the kids all the time, I'll be like, Finish Line headquarters is here. All the kids love shoes. I'm like, okay, well, Finish Line headquarters is here in Indianapolis, right? But their number one store is not here, right? That's the headquarters. So you can get your money anywhere. You can live anywhere and get your money anywhere. You know what I mean? And so it's just like I said, once again, putting them light bulbs in not just the kids' heads, but adults too, because there are adults who don't get it. You know what I mean?
And it's because, again, how they was raised. And, entrepreneurship, you was fortunate enough that you had that. That's most kids know they can go to warehouse, work at a factory, like.
And it ain't easy. Like, entrepreneurship, you're the last to eat. You know what I'm saying?
Every time.
It was times where my mother didn't get paid. You know what I'm saying? Like, all her staff got paid and she didn't. You know what I mean? And, so our house cupboards was bare. You know what I mean? For a moment. You know what I mean? Like I said, money gonna flow. It comes.
When it's good, it's good. When it's not, it's not.
That's it. That's it. That's it. And that's everybody. It's like, when you go down, just make sure you don't go down as far as you went down last time. The valleys don't go as.
Because you learn from it. And each time you're like, okay, I need to tweak that.
That's right.
So the next time I ain't going to hit that other bump.
That's right.
I'm going to stop here.
That's right. I know I've seen this one.
Right. Yep. Absolutely.
And so I was fortunate to grow up in a household.
So you also have you do dog food.
Yeah. But like I said, I was investing in a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Right? So it's called King Lou Pets, right? And it's my homeboy. Met him at the gym. You know what I'm saying? So just talking with him, and my man, when he stepped away, when he left a job making $350,000 to do this, I said, man, who does that?
Yeah.
You making $350 a year, big boy crib, vacation homes. I mean, young man too, right? Young white guy, cool as hell, from California, matter of fact, moved here to Indy.
Yeah.
And for him to do that, I said, man, he's on to something, right?
Yeah.
But I didn't know this. I didn't know his story. So how I got linked up with that was just being myself, right? Being love. We talking. And I was like, man, I asked him what he did. I'm like, man, what do you do for a living, man? Because we've been at the gym just chit chatting here and there. And he told me I'm starting this dog treat company, right? I'm like, okay, that's cool. I was like, well, if you ever need any help, just let me know. You know what I mean? He was like, dude, I'm at 11 farmers markets. I only got 3 people. I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, it's like tomorrow. I'm like, well, I'll do one for you for free, right? Because growing up watching my mother, one of the hardest problems is finding staff. finding good staff, right?
Yeah.
So I knew his issue, right? So I said, man, hey man, I come and just help you out, work pro bono, you know what I'm saying? Because I didn't need any money,
Yeah.
but it's a Saturday morning. I ain't tripping about getting up from
Yeah.
8 to 12. Cool. So I did that all summer for him, right? And then after the summer ended, he was like, man, would you like to be more involved? I'm like, well, I ain't gonna work, you know.
All right. That's not gonna happen.
But so he let me, invest a little bit, you know what I mean, get a little bit. So that's how I was able to squeeze into that, you know what I mean.
Nice.
And so now it's like we went from just at farmers markets to now having a warehouse. Wow. You know what I mean? And it was a 2-year journey. We've been on the news, all that type of stuff. But that's another example of what I was saying about getting money in other places, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because so we had 11 farmers markets here in Indianapolis, Indiana, around the state. And then we started going to Chicago. We would go to Chicago Thursdays and Saturdays. We would go to Chicago. We made more money Thursday in Chicago than we made in Indiana combined.
Wow.
The value of money is different, right?
Yeah.
$20 product. So the product is $20, right? So we sell doggy treats, right? So it's not Alpo. It's not a big doggy bag. It's a doggy treat. So and they're single ingredient, right? So single ingredient chicken and beef, like just nothing else but that product. Mm-hmm. That's why he started it, because he thought he was feeding his dog. Dog name was Lou. Thought he was feeding him healthy food, and it really still wasn't healthy. Mm-hmm. Still had, if you read the packaging, it had all these even dogs. You know what I'm saying? So even like human healthy stuff that you got to really.
You be like, I can't even pronounce that.
You feel me? And so we start going to Chicago, and when we sold here, people like $20. Can I give you 10? Mm-hmm. And I'm even talking about. My people who are cheap, we're already cheap. $20. I'm talking about like this, the normal consumer. Yeah. Like, we go to Chicago, say $20. Let me get 4. Wow. Let me get 7. Let me try all of them. You know what I'm saying? Like, because $20 is just different down there. You know what I mean? So that's another example of our headquarters is here, but we was getting more money over there, right? So then it was like, okay, so how can you scale this even more? You know what I mean? And when I tell people, you can't be greedy, right? You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you got to cut people in. So what we did, we start putting, we got with some dog influencers, right? And cut them in a little bit. How you able to cut them in is like, with this promo code, you know what I mean? So they'll go on their internet and their TikTok or whatever, and they'll promote. And if whoever uses their promo code, they get a percentage of that sale. Once we start doing that, we took off. Like I said, we started off without a warehouse. Now we have a warehouse. Like literally got a warehouse. You know what I mean?
Dope.
The shit, like it is dope. It's crazy to see how, the elevations of businesses can do. Like I've never had a pet day in my life. I don't even like pets. You know what I'm saying? But I was able to get into the pet industry with that. So it's called KingLouPets.com. Nice. We booming. Go online, check it out. Like if you don't know about it, you're behind.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Because it's booming. You know, and that's without any like commercials on it. Mm-hmm. we do all internet advertising. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? But let me tell people, like do that. Invest in them internet ads. Cause I'm gonna tell you, for every dollar we spend on an ad, we get back 3. You know what I'm saying? So it's worth. Nice. You know what I mean? It's worth it. You know what I mean? But then in business too, though, y'all. You can't spend the money to come. You gotta keep growing. Yeah. Right? That'd be another problem with people. They're spending the money that's coming back in without letting their business grow. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So always just remember to keep putting money back into your business. I've seen a lot of business. That's why a lot of businesses come and go, because they don't put the dough back into their business. Yeah. You know what I mean? So I got the King Lou pads. I DJ. You know what I mean? I stumbled on that on a humble, right? I never was no wiki type of guy. I mean, no offense, right? A lot of the DJs. I mean, there's a few DJs that's in the street. I know a few of them. You know what I mean? But a lot of the DJs really wasn't like in the street, and that's because they was toning their craft, right? You can't be in the street and be wiki and you know what I mean? So and that's okay. You know what I mean? But I just fell into DJing because my homeboy got a hold of the strip club, and I went to go visit him, go to support him at the strip club, and I hear a YouTube commercial.
What?
He had just opened, right? So he's starting from the bottom. So he got his phone plugged in.
Oh wow!
You know what I mean?
He's like, we gonna do
this. He had 3 girls. You know what I'm saying? Like he's starting from the bottom, right?
Yeah.
I was just there to support, come and spend a little money and all that. And I was like, man, you know what? I'm gonna help you out. Never been a DJ day in my life. You know what I mean? Went and got me an iPad. I took an iPad into the strip club and started DJing.
Wow.
Yeah. And so we went from about 6 months later, we went from just 3 girls to 22 to 25 girls a night, right? And so it's simple math, right? So you got to think if you, every girl got to tip out $20, right? So if you got 20 girls a night, you know what I mean? Just made $400 plus the club pay you. You know what I mean? So it wasn't a bad gig. You like, man, I come to the strip club at 10, leave at 3, leave about $400-$500, see some booty, ate some chicken wings, yeah,
right.
So that's how I fell into the DJ thing, right? And then COVID hit. I was doing the DJ thing for about 3-4 years, and COVID hit, and I said, okay, how can I spin out of that? How can I continue to make a little money DJing? And like I said, I never bought any equipment because I was working in the club, right? So I just had to plug into their systems, right? So I said, okay, let me go buy some equipment. I went and bought some equipment, and I started about karaoke, right? Because a lot of people wanted to have like backyard parties because they couldn't rent like a club. Mm-hmm. So I started doing karaoke parties, and my clientele kind of switched over from urban to more like a corporate type of individual, right? So next thing you know, so I start DJing for like Home Depot quarterly parties and like corporate functions, right? And to where my name got thrown. So the year of the COVID. It's crazy just how like the waves, right? Like I was talking about the waves come. So the year of COVID, Indianapolis hosted all 64 games of the NCAA, right? All 64 games was held here, and the kids and the parents couldn't go nowhere, so they had DJs go to the hotels and play music for them. So I went to the hotel on Saturday. On the evening. I don't know. I can't remember the specific day. Day it was, but I went there on the evening for dinner. And DJ, they love me so much. I'm like, can you come back in the morning? I was like, if I can leave my stuff, this is the Conrad. Like, can I leave my stuff? They're like, yeah. So I came back in the morning. Can you come back for lunch? Came back for lunch. End of the day, I end up DJing the NCAA games at the Final Four.
Nice.
You know what I'm saying? And so just from and that's what took me to another level. You know what I mean? On the type of events that I'll be willing to do. You know what I mean? Because like I said, once again, our people, we kind of just, here in this city, we a little cheap. You know what I'm saying? So I had to switch my clientele base, right? And so that's how I was able to get into the DJ thing. And now I DJ all across the country. You know what I mean? People with no social media. Once again, I do this with no social media. All word of mouth. But I tell people all the time.
But you put yourself in places.
Whenever I do one, I get 2.
Yep.
Every time, it never fails. People come up to me, man, what's your information? Can I get a hold of you? My auntie's this, my cousin wants to do. Cool, you know what I'm saying? Every time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, I've been in New York, Vegas, Florida, Texas. I'm there. You know what I mean? And so it's been a blessing to be able to spin something like I said, them are 2 things that I just gave you examples of businesses that I'm in that I started getting in by helping somebody, right? Not going there for the money. I was going there to help somebody else fulfill their dream, their vision.
Yeah.
And I ended up spinning it into where I can make some money as well.
Yeah.
It wasn't I never thought I'd be DJing. But I also didn't know that starting off at a strip club would help me too, right? Because when you go to most clubs, you'll have a DJ and then they'll have a MC guy who's walking around the club and But when you work at a strip club, the DJ has to be the DJ and the MC, right? So I got over the fear of immediately.
Yeah, you had to.
So now when I go do events, I had no problem controlling the environment.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And so I think that's what makes my experience a little different from other people, because I can't wiki and none of that.
But
Never.
whatever you bring, it works.
It works.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Because you found your lane, you crafted your craft, and you roll with it.
That's what I'm just going
like
with. Like
I had posted the other day. Now everybody's your client.
Boom.
If everybody's your client, you have no clients.
I like that.
Because you're doing too much. Like you cannot. I'd rather have 100
steady,
loyal followers and clients versus all these other people that I don't even know.
That part.
Because they're gonna come and go. I have my steady base.
That's right. That's right. In business term, they call it a funnel.
Yep.
You know, you have your funnel already together. You know what I mean? And that's the thing too. People just gotta. So also with COVID, and it's crazy, right? Because I wrote a book, right? And I'm author now, right? But I just never read. Never would read. But COVID came, right? And so what's crazy was doing when COVID first hit, I was on house arrest. So I was already in the house. So when COVID hit, the world had to catch back up to me. Because they're tripping. I'm stuck in the house. And I've already mastered the being stuck in the house part. So, you know, like I would read. So I started reading books, whatever. And like, I got this passion in it, reading. Like this, everything just started going off in my head. Like, damn, this is dope. And, you know, I tell people all the time, you know, you don't start off reading, self-help book. You know what I mean? You start off reading things that keep you entertained, right?
Yeah.
So 50 Cent writes a lot of books, right?
Yep.
So I started reading Nikki Turner. I started reading like books that like thought like you could imagine like a movie.
Yeah.
To where then when I start reading books that were like self-help and it can help you, I already had reading pattern. You know what I mean? I could already read. To where I done read so much that I could write a book.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I tell people all the time, you know, there's masters and there's jacks of all trades, right? Now I'm a jack of all trades, right? Because I've never mastered anything. Because to master something, you have to really put in that time.
Yep.
I don't have time for that. You know what I mean?
I feel that. Yeah.
That's just me.
Yeah.
So I know myself. So I'm just a jack of all trades. If I do it enough, I can do it. You know what I mean? So I'm like, let me. What sparked me to write the book was I seen on the news how they had this new initiative, how they wanted to help curb the youth violence and all that. Like I said, I used to work for kids all the time, and like I said, I used to always be the staff member or the counselor that they always wanted to talk to, be with, and all that. So all I did was just take them conversations and put it in a book, right? Because a lot of the staff at these facilities, you know, when I say like the juvenile, the boys' schools, places like that, they come from an area that's not where the kids are coming from, right? Like in Indiana, our boys' school is in Pendleton, right? So the staff is coming from Anderson, LaPel, little small towns where the kids are coming from Indianapolis, right? So and then, you know, most of them are not the same race, so they have that barrier, you know. So how can you help somebody, you know, that you don't know, and they're not going to open up to you because they don't know you, but this book starts that conversation for you, right? Because if you grew up in Anderson, LaPel, or you grew up in Compton, right, all our experiences were the same.
Yeah.
So I do this thing when I get in a conference or a meeting with people, and I make people sit on different sides of the wall, and I ask a series of questions. And by the end of the questions, I say, now reintroduce yourself to yourself, right? Because most of the time they all end up being face to face.
Yeah.
You know, I ask questions like, you know, did you see a fight in high school?
Yeah.
Did you ever see somebody do drugs in high school? Have you seen somebody get arrested? You know, no matter where you grew up at, we all had the same experiences. The only difference is maybe like if you get in trouble in Anderson, you might know the sheriff.
Yeah.
The sheriff might be like, hey, I'm gonna call your mama.
Right,
you know?
right.
But here in Indianapolis, you know, you're going to jail.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because it's just a bigger city, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But the experiences of life, we all had them. We all had the same ones. You know what I mean? So once the staff understands that and the kid understand that, then they can help. You know what I mean? They're like, okay, Mr. Johnson kind of is like me. Or Miss such and such is kind of like me. You know, even though she's, you know, punk rock, good tag, you know, like, but that we all had the same experiences. You know what I mean? And so it just boils down to choices.
Yeah.
What choices did you make? You know what I mean? Did you turn left or turn right? You know what I mean? And so all the things like, and I do a lot of other stuff, you know, investment. But everything just came from trying to help somebody else do their thing, and then how can I
I
make?
hope y'all getting this.
Yeah, that's the key of it.
That's it. We overthink it. It's very, very simple.
Very simple. Help people, and man, key example. You know, I donated $50. Ain't a lot of money. Donated $50. This on Sunday. I went to go see Nori Muhammad. He runs the mosque here in Indianapolis. Now, if you don't know who Nori is, he's on Breakfast Club. He's been interviewed about everybody. He's almost pretty much next in line in the NOI. I don't know if you guys know who Farrakhan is, but Farrakhan is the head guy of the NOI or whatever. And if he was to pass away, Nori would be considered to take his spot. You know what I'm saying? And he's based right out here in Indianapolis, right? And so I went to the mosque, top it up with him. Next thing came out, I gave him $50, right? Soon as I left out of there, I checked my email, $500 DJ gig opportunity. You know what I'm saying? So that was tenfold, right? So when they say you got to give to receive,
I tell people the more that I give,
the more you
the
give
more
back.
comes in.
That's
So
right.
like part of what I do with my nonprofit is, I'm an advocate for ones making sure that they're legally protected, especially within their businesses.
Okay.
And so I'll sponsor them to have Legal Shield. We want people to have all these resources, but they don't understand the value of it.
Right.
So if I can help you to see the value and appreciate it, experience it, then now you're like, okay, I know what to do with this. Because when you talk about people with lawyers, they're like, oh, they think criminal.
Criminal, yeah.
They don't understand how it can be beneficial in everyday life.
That's right.
I guarantee you the wealthy has taught their kids. They don't move without
having a lawyer. That's right. That's why they always say, oh my God, my attorney are you?
Yeah, so why can't we have that same movement?
Yeah.
But we have one haven't been taught that and been priced out of the market.
That part.
And so being able to have connections with Legal Shield and being able to have memberships that are tailored to whatever your need is, I've been able to help ones get their trademarking. Because the two of the particular ones that I've been trying to get, like, you need to get trademarking, and they just was dragging their feet. And I was like, you know what, forget it. I'm not going to sponsor your first 30 days.
That's dope.
They called, both of them names are in other states. And they have to pivot. But I'm like, this is why it's important to do this sooner rather than later.
That's right.
Because you don't know what you don't know. And you cannot build we build our brand just like you. You wear the same clothes. They knew you. Me, Red, they know me.
That's right.
It's my brand.
That's right.
People will come in and try to take that from you.
All day. Swagger Jack, all day. Yeah.
So it's just really helping the young people be able to understand the value. Even like I do all of my events are free.
Right.
And people are like, you should charge for it. For what?
Yeah.
They don't understand when you tell someone to go to a networking event, they don't know what that looks like. So they're not going to pay money, $50 to $100 to go.
That's right.
They're going to spend the money on product to make money. But if I can show you the value of it, for example, Chase, which is another gentleman I went, he's 24. He has his own clothing brand.
Okay.
And I took him to Katina Washington's Men in Black Gala last year. And when he came in, he was blown away. He was like, I never expected for me to be in a space like this. Because in his mind, he's from the street.
Right.
He was shot. His twin brother was killed. Like, he had all this trauma, but he channeled it into his clothing brand with really no support. He does it all. He does everything. And being able to have him in that space, I was able to introduce him to a gentleman. I think Wiz.
I don't know nobody.
Okay, I introduced him to a gentleman. Now his clothing is in 2 stores.
That's dope.
But it was all because of that experience.
That's dope.
He would have never gotten that. And things have moved in such a way that
what's the brand name?
Trench Hearted.
Trench Hearted. I'm gonna look. It's in stores here in Indianapolis.
Yep.
Okay, I'm gonna look for him.
Yeah.
Trench Hearted. That's dope.
Yeah.
Congratulations, bro.
Yeah, he's doing a big thing. And I met with him last week, and I'm helping him like make sure. He wants to be a Fortune 500 company.
Why not?
And I'm like, dream big. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna work backwards.
That's it.
We know what you want. Now we're gonna work towards that.
That's right. That's right. That's the thing people don't do either. They don't take the steps. They dream way out here, but they don't walk it down like it's supposed to be walked down.
Absolutely.
And it takes it's a journey to the top.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's a journey to the top, man. But I'm glad that Miss Shaw is putting her imprint on this thing called life and in other people's life. You know what I'm saying? That's dope. Keep doing what you do.
Yeah, I love, like, when I had to start my podcast, it's been 2 years, and I've interviewed probably almost 150 people. And it's when I started it, I knew it wasn't about me.
Right.
It was bigger than me. It was a platform that I'm able to give ones that wouldn't normally have it.
Okay.
And it just took off from there. And it's probably one of the most things that I love to do.
I see you everywhere.
And I don't make not one dime off of it. But I am the happiest. Isn't that crazy?
It's not about the money.
It is not about the money.
But when you do what they say, what you do what you like, the money just follows.
That part.
And so
Yep. So
just keep doing what you like.
Yeah, and people, when they don't think of the money, it comes.
It comes. That's right.
Every time.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's the
so
game.
I thank you for being on my show. I know we've been trying to get this going for a few weeks. Well, we met last year, yeah. So
it's not been that long.
Look,
you've been moving and grooving. I see her everywhere I go, man. She's in the mix. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And, I've seen her podcast. She's interviewed several people. So I was just glad to be able to come and be a part of your movement.
Yeah,
you know
absolutely. You drop a lot of value, and where can they follow? Well, nope, you don't follow, so you can't follow him anywhere. How can they get in contact with you?
Go to the website y2ystars.com.
Perfect.
You know, all my information is on there. You know, I'm not hiding nobody that wants to try to donate. Because like I said, the hardest thing about this, man, I don't want to sell this book to a mom that has to decide if she's going to buy her kids some food or spend $20, right?
Yeah.
I'd rather have the community.
Excuse me.
Thank you. I'd rather have the community sponsor these books, right? Mm-hmm. So my next marketing thing is going to be we're trying to find a way, because I already went to like corporations, NBA cares, you know what I mean, to try to see if they'll donate the books along with the funds that they send to a lot of these organizations, right? So you know what I mean, but they move in their own time or whatever. So here in a minute, I'm going to really try to start the street movement where we've already, a lot of cats, we've not destroyed our community. I ain't gonna say destroyed our community, but we've done, we've had negative impact to an extent in our community, to where now this is a way for us to make a positive impact, right? So I'm about to start going block to block, hustler to hustler, saying, hey man, buy 10 books and take it to your church or your kids' AAU team or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Because what's $200?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? When you on a corner where you're making thousands, do you know what I'm saying? So, so that's gonna be my new movement here in a minute. If I can't get the NBA cares, and, you know what I mean? 'Cause I just don't want people to have to buy the book. You know what I mean? I'd rather the kids get it for free. The parents ain't gotta spend. But if I got to go, it would make the parents spend.
Hey.
because they need it.
Yeah.
Right? It's I got to tell you
don't buy them Jordans.
You watch TV for just $1 a day. You can help a kid.
Oh my God! Right.
Well, here for $1 a day, it's 20 days. So for $20, you can help a kid right here in the
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So that's another thing. You know what I mean? Like we always helping somebody everywhere else. Let's help us.
No, for real, real talk.
That's why I got my information.
You gotta make your own village strong before you can help somebody else's.
That part. You know what I'm saying? So that's why all my information on there, because I'm willing to zoom in. You know what I mean? If you got a program and you want to link up in New York or something, I'll Zoom call you. I'm accessible. You know what I mean? With this. Other things I ain't gonna be accessible with, but with this right here, I'm accessible. You know what I mean? So reach out to me, y2ystars.com.
Yep. All right. Well, we
are. Raw with Melissa Shaw.
Yes. Thank you. It's been great. So I know y'all have been educated, empowered, and inspired. And thank you for tuning in for another episode. And make sure you check out his website. I'll put the website in the description. And this has been Melissa Shaw with Aaron.
Thank you.
What's your last name?
My name is Aaron Smith. Perfect 10, but everybody calls me Love.
Okay.
So either way, just don't put no Mr. in front of either. Don't say Mr. Aaron or Mr.
I know, right?
Aaron or Love.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So,
all right. Well, it's been a good time. Absolutely. We are out.